Welcome, thank you for joining us. This is how to fry a turkey without frying your house. So a couple things we're going to have is the turkey pot. Now I got two of them. This is one we'll actually use today. This is actually good for about 20-pound turkey or less. The bigger one, if I have 20 pounds or over, or I want to cook 2 turkeys at once, then I'll use a bigger pot here. One of the good things about both of these pots is they come with a basket. So, I'll take the basket out, I'll put my turkey in there once it's ready to go, and then I'll lower the basket back in there. The big one has a basket too, and the big one's nice, especially if you're doing a really big turkey or multiple turkeys, but it uses a lot of oil. So you're going to spend a lot of money in oil just to be able to use that one. You're going to need a temperature or a thermometer. And what I end up having to do is, these came with a little breather hole, and I end up having to drill the holes in the lids bigger so I can actually just put this in there and know what the temperature is cooking. Next, you're going to want to have some oil. Now I use peanut oil. And the reason I use peanut oil is because it's got a high flash point. So it's got to get up to a really high temperature before it actually catches on fire. So that's the reason I use peanut oil, plus it tastes better. But if you want to use vegetable oil, then you're more than welcome to. There's some other oils that you can use. You're going to need a table. This is nothing special. It's metal, so if any grease or oil gets on it, I can wash it off. You're going to need a propane tank, and you're also going to need a burner. So if you go to the store, and I apologize for the cobwebs, I don't use this one, but if you're going to go to the store and buy a setup, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get this and aluminum pot. I'm not a big fan of the aluminum pots. They're light, but they pit after a couple of turkey fryings and they start to leak. Then you have to get a new pot. The ones I have over here are stainless steel, and they will last and last and last. And I also do crab boils and stuff like that in them. But this is what you'll get if you go and buy one. It's got a small little burner. The pots that normally come with them are a little smaller than this, but to me this is the reason I built the one behind me, because I didn't like this. It was too shaky. But I had one of these, and I built this stand because you want to have a good stand that doesn't move on you. Using that big pot, you got a lot of extra weight, so I built a big beefy stand. And then I also have, I believe this is a 10-inch burner. Let me see if I can get it turned around there. But it's a 10-inch burner, and this burner they use for brewing beer. So this is nice because I can get the temperature up to 150 degrees or 350 degrees. I think that's what it is. But I can get the pot up to temperature, put the turkey in there, and maintain that temperature. Where using the smaller one, you're going to get up to temperature. Once you put your turkey in there, your temperature is going to drop 20 or 30 degrees, and then it takes a while for that temperature to build back up. But I built this one. I got it on a piece of wood, just so it doesn't sink into the ground. But I'm 50-60 feet away from the house, so that's a good distance to make sure that if something happens here, I don't burn my house down. If you notice, I'm on the grass instead of the concrete, and that way, if the hot oil spills over, it soaks into the ground and doesn't travel down the concrete to the house. And then I also have a fire extinguisher nearby. My camera lady went away. But here is a 5-pound fire extinguisher. You make sure that you get one that's actually rated for oil or fuel, which is a B. This is an ABC fire extinguisher. So this is going to, if I have a fire, not only will it put out any burnt leaves, it will actually put out the oil. So make sure you have a fire extinguisher handy and keep it close to the house. That way, if something happens, you're able to get to it without having to try to run through hot oil to get to your fire extinguisher. So we're going to use the smaller pot. We're still going to use my burner and the propane tank. Now you can light the propane tank with a match if you want, or a lighter, or a piece of paper. I always just go with a MAPCO gas system. Just makes it easier. But the first thing we're going to end up doing is taking and filling this up with water. And I gotta go grab the turkey, because we're going to put the turkey in there. We're going to put the turkey in here, fill it up with water. We want to be about 2 to 3 inches from the top, where our oil level is going to be. So we're going to fill up until that level gets in there with the turkey, and then when we pull out the turkey, that water level is going to drop, and that's how much oil you need to put in here. So let me go grab a turkey. Turkey, 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 gobble, gobble. So here I have a thawed out, and it's key that you thaw your turkey out. You got to make sure that there is no frozen stuff in here at all, because when you put that frozen turkey in the hot oil, you're going to have a disaster. So make sure your turkey's thawed out good. Now if you want to do all this days in advance and to put the frozen turkey in there and see how much oil you're going to need, then you're more than welcome to do that. And then hang on to your tag that actually tells you the weight, because you're going to need that when you get ready to start cooking, to figure out how long you need to cook it. But we're just going to take the turkey and set it in here. Again, it's in the basket. And then we just got to fill it up with some water. Shouldn't take very long at all. Okay. Alright, so we got a turkey in here, we got some water in. If I hold the turkey down, the water's going to cover it, or the oil. And you can see we got plenty of room here, so when that hot oil is bubbling, it's not going to spew out of the cauldron here. So actually, this isn't a cauldron, it's a pot. But now we just take the turkey out. See how much water we got in there. So on this one, since I got holes here, 1, 2, 3. So the top of the 4th hole is where I need to put my oil when I get ready to start heating it up. So with that being said, I'm going to dump out the water. We'll get some oil in here, get it, go ahead and get it warmed up. And then while we're waiting on that, we're going to go inside and we're going to inject the turkey with some butter Creole seasoning. And in case I forgot to mention, a good set of gloves. These are welding gloves, but when you go to pull this up after it's been heating, that's really hot. So good pair of gloves to pull this up and out with. It's always a good thing to have. But we're going to we got the fire going, so we'll let that heat up to 350 degrees. And while we're waiting on that, we'll go take care of the turkey. And we gotta free the turkey. And if you guys haven't met the helpers, we got one there and two in there. I was like, I will help. I promise I will. Alright, so got the turkey out of the package. Now over here, you have this little thing. It's a thermometer. It's plastic, so I'm just going to take it out because we don't need it for our turkey. But if you're actually cooking this in the oven, this will pop up to let you know the internal temperature of the turkey is correct. Normally, there's a bag. Here's a bag of giblets. That's the reason the wife left. So, and that was actually, that was up under this neck skin in this hole here. So we'll cut off some of this extra turkey skin. Make sure you don't cut yourself. And now this plastic ring here, that's fine to leave on there. That just holds the legs together. But now, we're going to be using, is that in shot? There? Alright. So we're going to be using Tony's injectable Creo style butter. They also make a honey praline one that's supposed to be used for ham, but it works just as well in a turkey too. So, now they say one of these will do a turkey. I always use two for a 20-pound turkey or bigger. But you got your injector there and a needle. So I found that it's actually better to pour this into a bowl because it makes it easier to inject all of the liquid instead of trying to inject it out of the bottle itself. So we'll set that there. Fill up the syringe, and then you just want to stick it in there in about the middle of the meat. Push it in, see it pop up. And you want to do this numerous places all along your turkey. Because you want this to get in that meat so it gives it good flavor. So once you do the top, you want to make sure you get your leg bones and also do the wings. Then we'll flip it over and make sure that we get the back side done. So, what is it, Aya? Alright, so we'll flip it over and do the underside. So once I actually get done with putting all this in there, whatever I got left, I'll just go back over and put it until all of it's in the turkey. And you can actually get this this injection stuff at Walmart and Publix. I hadn't seen it at Winn-Dixie yet. And if you don't want to use this this brand or this flavor. They got other flavors, and you can always make your own marinade that goes in it. Alright. Alright, baby. Yeah. Ready to go back outside? Alright, so we're at 300. We still need it to be at 350, so it's going to slowly rise here, but I'm going to go ahead and pull out the basket. And let that continue to heat up. There we go. So we got turkey in there. A couple minutes. When this gets up to 350, we'll put it in there. Now, before we put the turkey in there, we're going to have to turn off the oil, or turn off the gas, because you don't want that open flame when you go to dunk the turkey, because if you put too much oil in there and it spills out, it catches on fire, then you just burnt down something you didn't want to. So we'll let this heat up a little bit more. Then we'll cut off the gas and we'll put the turkey in. So we're up to 350. So we got the gas turned off. And in goes the turkey. Now, our turkey was 20.5 pounds. The cook time is 3 minutes per pound. Cook time is 3 minutes per pound. So in about 62 minutes, our turkey should be done. So now it's just a matter of maintaining the 350 cook time. With mine in the smaller pot, I have to watch it quite regularly just to make sure that I'm not cooking it too high, because that bigger burner will heat that oil up past 350 quickly, where the one that you'd buy from the store, it's hard to get it past 350 on a pot with a turkey in it. So we'll show you more once we get closer to the end. We got our pan back out here all nice and clean. So the turkey's been cooking for about 62, 63 minutes. That's 350 degrees. So now we're going to take and turn the gas off. And remove our turkey. And if you can see some flames there, that's the reason we turned the gas off. Then we got our turkey here, and we'll nice crispy skin, nice golden color, not real black. Now I'm hungry.
Yeah.
So we'll cover this back up. You're going to want your oil to cool down to at least 100 degrees. A little bit further, and then you can actually put it back in the same containers, filter it out, and you can put it back in the same containers you poured it out of and reuse it on your next turkey fry. I'll normally reuse my oil 3 to 4 times, before I actually had to throw it away. Unless I cook fish or shrimp or something else in that same oil, then we'll start with fresh oil later. But as of right now, that is it. We still have a standing house. We have a fried turkey. You probably wouldn't want to do this on a boat, but if you do, good luck to you on that one.
Okay.